Welcome back, everyone. The DSP versus the Internet, episode 81. We are now in the submissions tier videos, all randomized order. Let's see what the next one is. Mike Watson versus Gutex in Super Turbo from a Cal Poly, which is a university in California, tournament, 2007. Let's see. I wish I knew who was who. Oh, this is not Super Turbo. This is Hyper Fighting. This is Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. I know who's who. I don't know who's playing who here. Because Mike Watson is not known for playing Ryu or Guile, and I have no clue who Gutex would use in a Street Fighter tournament. Oh, look at that trick, the trickiness of Ryu. He's an incredibly good character in Hyper Fighting. Incredibly good. Mike Watson is Ryu and Gutex is Guile. Okay. You see that cross-up trick he can do? It's a mix-up where you cross up, and then you have an option. You could do kick. If they try to move, you could do a combo. If they don't move, you get a free throw. So you're basically fucked. You need someone who has a reversal move. And Guile can't do reversal flash kick there, so I think it's a guaranteed free move for Ryu. Yep. Can't do anything. He's done. Perfect. Perfect.
Come on, Ryan.
Oh, it's infinite. You can't block in the bonus stage. It's an infinite.
Come on, Ryan.
Now he's stuck. Now he's completely stuck. He can't move.
Mash out, mash out.
Wow. Yep, that's the old school scan lines. That's what you're seeing on the screen. You know, it's a non-HD TV, not LCD. It's a tube TV, so you have scan lines on it, and that's what you're seeing there with the video. It's basically the refresh rates of the TV and the camera are different, so they don't align, and it causes that scan line to happen. Nice Shoryuken. I have no idea what Gutex is doing. He's playing incredibly poorly with Guile. So I don't know if he actually knows the matchup or not, but... Yep. This is what Hyper Fighting Ryu is incredibly good in Hyper Fighting. He is so good in that
just 1 week, Rochester.
Alright, so he beat his ass. What is this? Suspected Sterling State bank robber runs by the News 3 reporter on live TV. Okay.
Police are investigating a bank robbery, but that has not been the only target for criminals this week. A local restaurant was also targeted in an attempted robbery. We first today turn to the bank investigation with KIMT News 3's Adam Sau to talk to police this morning. He's live with more. Adam?
Tyler, just 24 hours ago, this bank in North...
That guy right there.
What?
That's the robber.
Oh, that's the robber. This is live TV, folks. That's the robber. Just went by, according to the bank employee. So I got to go here and call 911. I'll talk to you later.
I can assure you that was not set up. Now, Adam Sau is currently on the scene investigating. That was an employee of the bank that came out from Sterling Bank in Rochester. There was an attempted robbery again yesterday. We broke the story right here at the end of midday.
What we need to...
I don't even understand what happened there. The robber returned to the scene of the crime? The robber returned to the scene of the crime the next day? To try, what was he doing? Trying to rob it again? That is pretty darn confusing, right? What the heck was that? Mashed taters from the old albino black sheep account. They also used to have a website, I believe. Yeah, I remember this. This is where a lot of the oldest memes of the internet have come from. Okay? So here we go. What's taters?
Few good taters.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, huh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a
Stick 'em in a stew.
Boil
Boil 'em,
'em,
mash 'em,
stick 'em
stick 'em in a stew.
Boil 'em, mash 'em,
Potatoes.
boil 'em, mash 'em, boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Boil 'em, mash 'em, boil 'em, potato, 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 potato. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Yeah.
Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Today we would call this brain rot, but back then this was like the original memes of the internet. They weren't even on YouTube. They were on other like flash websites like You're the Man Now Dog and shit like that had them. And man, they were popular. They would get tons of views and everything, but only for people who knew what they were. They weren't like mainstream popular back in the day, right? Potatoes, potatoes. All right, enough of that. On to the next.
The US fertility rate drops to another historic low. Births in Japan hit record low. Italy's national birth rate is declared a national emergency. Nearly every country is due to shrink by 2100. There's little to no doubt that there's like an ongoing fertility crisis. People are choosing to not have babies anymore. From South Korea to the United States to Norway to Taiwan, pretty much every rich country. And you might not think this is a problem, but it is a problem for a few reasons. The reality is that people are living longer than ever at the moment. When people start to live this long, you need new workers to replace the ones that are retiring. You need new workers to pay taxes that will eventually fund the pensions of those who retire. And you need young people in the workforce to take care of those old.
And that's bullshit, because here's the thing. In the United States, we don't have those job problems. All those jobs are taken. I'm serious. Construction jobs, all the workforce jobs, they're all taken. The jobs that we have available in the United States are all service industry jobs. So you go work at a clothing store. You go sell fast food. That's the kind of jobs we have available. Everything else is gone. All those other jobs he's describing that you desperately need people to fill the roles of, they don't exist. They're gone. They're already taken. There is no giant gap in employment in the United States where we need to keep populating. Here's the funny part about these statistics. They're all fucking bullshit because the number is skewed to tell a narrative. They say, the birth rates are down. Yes, but the birth rates doesn't mean that the population is dying off. It just means the growth rate of the population is decreasing. Okay? This is the same spin that they're putting on inflation here in the United States. When you see the news story, inflation is down. That's actually wrong. They're lying. What they're saying is inflation rate is down. So inflation was going up by 10%. Now it's only going up by 8%. Inflation is down. No, it's still going up. It's just going up at a slower rate. So these birth rates they're talking about, they're saying, oh, the birth rate's down. Well, it is, but it's still high. It's still a high birth rate, just less high than it was. And I hate to say it, but these people are so dumb, they don't look around them. Do you think that the world is empty? Do you think that there's no space or too much, like, old abundance of space and resources? No. In the world, our resources are desperately now running low and we're in competition for them. Oil, electricity, all these natural gas, all these resources that are incredibly expensive. We're all struggling for them now and fighting and competing for them. And the people who control them are gouging prices because they know they can, right? We are desperately looking for alternatives to fossil fuels for a reason. So why exactly are we acting like the population birth rates going down is bad? It's good. It means that we won't have as much competition for space and land and resources. It means there'll be more opportunities for better jobs because there's not so many people that there's no good jobs left. It doesn't make sense what they're saying. The shit that they say is to spin for personal gain. When they misreport statistics, the birth rate's down. No, it's not. The rate of birth rate is down. It's still incredibly high birth rates. The country is still an incredibly high amount of people are born every single day. It's record numbers. The problem is they say, well, the birth rate percentage growth is down. That's not the same. The same as saying inflation is down when it's not. Yeetmania says, who pays out Social Security in 50 years if the retired outnumbers the amount of workers? Well, you're right. Social Security already isn't really working. I'm going to be honest. I'm 42 years old. I'm of the firm belief that when I come to the age to get Social Security, it will not exist. I seriously believe that. I think that our government has all these plans in place that don't work, and they're only helping those now, and I'm never going to get them. I don't expect to get any social benefit from these programs, like these social welfare programs. I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to work till the day I die in order to make ends meet and pay bills and things. I think I'll be streaming and everything till I die. I don't see how I would ever get retirement. I'm not expecting retirement at any rate, you know. I just don't believe it's going to happen. I'm very cynical about our government after our COVID. When COVID happened and it showed that all the plans of our government are completely worthless, mean nothing, and they're just as dumb as everyone else, yet they're in charge, it let me know I have no belief system that these people will do anything right helping the populace of the United States of America, or, you know, who knows about other world governments, right? So I'm sorry. I don't have to watch this video. It's bullshit. All these statistics that these people try to shove down your throat for an agenda are bullshit. Literally, the population of the planet is growing at a rate that if it keeps going the way it is, we will be massively overpopulated. We will run out of food. We will run out of all of our resources. But now they say, well, the birth rates are down. This is a bad thing. No, it's a great thing. It means that rate of when we will reach our limit is going to slow down. Why do we have insane over amounts of do whatever you want on the planet, regardless of the reality that we have limitations on the planet? I don't understand. I really don't. But anyway, that's enough of that bullshit video. Let's keep going.
Oh, it's the Juggernaut. Got your dumb ass. What the fuck was that? They shoot me. I'm the Juggernaut. I'm gonna kill him and I'm gonna rape him. I'm gonna eat his fucking costume. Just wait.
Fuck him up, nigga.
Fuck that. Oh, what the hell is he doing? What the fuck is this shit? You can't harm me. Are you a fucking ass? Do you not know who I am? He must not know who I am. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I'm gonna hit you with your own pimp.
This was the I'm the Juggernaut bitch meme again from the old days of websites before YouTube, and this became so popular on the internet. They actually had the Juggernaut in X-Men 3, The Last Stand. He actually says this line. They put it in as an Easter egg reference. Yeah, this is a super old meme.
Bad. I'm
early 2000s.
on the world.
From apologizing after falsely accusing someone,
I'm sorry we got this wrong,
to taking accountability when you don't have to.
I am sorry. I am so sorry.
Here's how an apology can make you loved or hated. Starting with comedy YouTuber The Manny Show, whose apology would change everything after he abused the copyright system, targeting a commentary channel, Ingween.
This morning, my Manny Show video just got smited. The video in question that was taken down is why everyone hates the Manny Show.
Given that Ingween was following copyright laws, Manny was now in hot water. Manny is taking it too far, bro. The Manny Show better pull out the ukulele and start singing for us. Even Penguin Zero commented on the situation.
13 seconds of the video was enough to lead the Manny Show to strike the entire fucking channel here. That's some fucking filthy fish paste right there.
But 10 days later, Manny offered an explanation and an apology.
Ahead of VidCon, I hired an agent to help me manage my monetization sharing, and they went beyond by filing a copyright claim on Ngween's video. To those outraged by this, I am genuinely sorry with what has happened.
Along with correcting the mistake,
I immediately fired the agent and contacted YouTube to reinstate the video and make things right with Ngween. But at the end of the day, it is my name on the channel. I hired the agent and I take full responsibility.
Manny made no excuses, and this honest approach got him forgiveness. I appreciate.
So I wonder how long ago that was. I'm just curious, because I told you this happened to me, but this happened to me 100 years ago, like over a decade ago, when I became part of the Machinima Partner Network, and they contacted me about my detractor videos, like this is how you don't play stuff, and they said they wanted to handle it, and then on my channel, took control of my channel and issued copyright strikes in my name, and I didn't even know what was going on. And so next thing I know, now everyone's on the internet says I'm a villain for taking down people's videos, and then the people just disputed the claims and got the videos reinstated anyway, so what was the point? And then they went ahead and Content ID claimed them instead. But now everyone to this day still says, oh, this is something that I did. No, I didn't. It was Machinima. I mean, I can't even Content ID claim a video. So that just proves they did the copyright strikes, realized that was a stupid thing to do, and then they claimed them instead, you know? And by the way, again, I'm not even sure I ever made any money on those videos either. So people are saying this was this year. Oh, this was actually this year this happened? Yeesh. That sucks. That really sucks. Like, I can understand if this happened 10 years ago, people didn't really understand the copyright system yet. But now, I mean, this shit's been hashed out and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Him making a genuine apology, you can tell he meant it. This is possibly the greatest apology I've seen on this app, including from Penguin Zero.
Legitimately, this is a really good response to the whole thing. Probably one of the best I've seen.
Now, the Manny Show's back to making comedic skits with an extra 500,000 subscribers. But where Manny's apology cleared his name, Keemstar apologized to avoid a defamation lawsuit. In January 2016, Drama Alert host Keemstar would allege RuneScape streamer RS Glory and Gold was...
This is what I was talking about in my interview with him. This is what happened. He falsely accused this guy. He had identity mixed up. And it was one of his people working for him who screwed up the story. Then he had to apologize for it.
Actually, John Phillips, a man who'd committed a heinous crime.
John Phillips, 54, of Finchburg, Massachusetts, is accused of having sex with a 13-year-old Michigan girl. John was arrested for this, and he recently got out of jail, and the first thing he did was stream RuneScape.
But this turned out to be completely false.
Yep,
my name is Sir Tony Ray, and I'm coming to you on Glory and Gold.
And once Tony showed an ID to prove his innocence, the internet turned against Keemstar. Defamation is illegal. I hope this is taken to court. You guys literally just bullied the nicest person ever in the history of Twitch. And by the end of the day, Keem was desperate to put out the fire.
Earlier today, someone on my news team provided me with a story that I thought was vetted, that I thought was correct, and it wasn't. It was wrong. And this is
a big problem with having to rely on people for, like, your content. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have people you're hiring to do the work, and if they don't do it, and then you say something or do something wrong because they didn't vet it, you're screwed. You know? I get it. He got so big with the Drama Alert that he needed all these people always working stories for him and everything. And can you imagine what it feels like when you find out that this guy who you're paying to do this work didn't do it? And now you just fucked yourself by doing that story. And now how do you even fix it? Because for a lot of people, I hate to say it, first impressions are everything. So if the first impression you ever had of that guy is the Keemstar story, you don't even care about the follow-up. You know what that reminds me of? Again, when the Xbox One was originally announced, and Don Matrick, who was the head of gaming at Microsoft at the time, said, no disc, can't trade in games, you can't lend your games to a friend because it's a digital-only license and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So then, months later, I'm in a line to get Grand Theft Auto 5 at GameStop, and the kids in line are talking about how they never are going to buy an Xbox One because of all those things that Don Matrick said. This was 6 months later when Xbox backpedaled and said, oh no, it's going to have discs, you could trade in games, you could do all that shit again. But they didn't know that. The first impression was all they ever heard, and that's what they believed forever. They didn't hear all the corrections, follow-ups, and changes. So for someone like Keem to get the story wrong that first time so bad, like, he's fucked forever, you know? And you could listen to that, you're like, I think genuinely he did. This is a completely genuine apology. But, man, after this, he must have had to change everything, right? Like, he must have had to, like, completely vet everything. Maybe even for himself, which is terrible, because they had to do, like, triple work or quadruple work for his show. These people weren't trustworthy who he hired. That sucks ass.
This isn't a little fuck up. This is a big fuck up. This is a serious big fuck up. The guy that works for me is no longer working for me. And any damages that we've caused this guy, Tony, that we are going to take care of.
But viewers did not buy the apology. You asked your team for confirmation on the story's legitimacy after you reported it? Fortunately for Keem, however, Tony did not press charges, letting the YouTuber escape without major consequences. But while Keem was happy to dodge accountability, MatPat went out of his way to take accountability. On June 5th, 2022, MatPat shared his theory about Five Nights at Freddy's books having a scrapped alternate reality game.
Maybe, just maybe,
maybe it could have been that they were intentionally designed to set up secret puzzles that we were meant to solve, and those puzzles never got fully realized. I believe that Scott was planning to use this final book as a launching point, the start of a real-world treasure hunt. I need you to help me either solve this thing once and for all, or debunk it.
Of course, this was just a theory, but fans were enthusiastic. A bit too enthusiastic. I work in a small diner in southern Utah, and we got 17 calls over my shift asking if we were Fazbears. Like, come on, y'all. It's common sense. Don't be harassing people over something that may not even be real. Prompting MatPat to address the situation just 4 days after his video.
To the loyal theorists watching this video, stop. Cannot make that clear enough. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is not the way to do things. It is never acceptable to call someone or their place of business to look for lore in a video game.
I hate to say it, but I've never seen any of these MatPat videos, the game theory shit. But I mean, that's the danger of the game theory. First of all, it's all bullshit, right? You're just sitting there speculating constantly. You're just making shit up. And it could be highly entertaining to an audience, but you're just making shit up. But sadly, there's people who just aren't smart enough to understand that. So instead, they believe it. They believe there could be a conspiracy. They believe this could really be. And then they go nutty and they do dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like, why would I want to watch a video where a channel where the entire channel is just baseless speculation based on some guy who likes to make up stories? And that's fine. If they're entertaining, great. It's like fan fiction, right? But like, I never got it. I don't get it. Like, to me, that's like, I don't care about that. I would never care about that. So I never understood why it was so popular. I'm not crapping at anyone who likes that or whatever, but this is the danger of overdoing it. Now, you got people who are nut jobs who are thinking the theories you're making up are real, and now they're going to go out there and harass people and do things to try to figure this shit out, and it's not even real. You fucking made it up. You know? So, I mean, there you go. So, I don't know. That's why, you know, I really don't. Oh, really? Herman says originally game theory was about applying math to video games, like calculating how fast Sonic would run, but then he jumped the shark and just went crazy in these directions. Wow. Like I said, I have not really watched a video, nor do I think I ever would, of him. All right, let's do one more video in this part because we're running out of time, and we spent a lot of time on this video so far. 8 minutes. Let's skip the intro.
We learned that a little peace and quiet is priceless. In our first case, down will come baby.
Oh boy. What?
A mother's job is never done. In the 1920s and 30s, that was really no different. However, back then they had slightly different tactics with how they dealt with it. Mothers today, just like yesterday and all days before, were increasingly stressed out by their children, only wishing they could maybe put them safely aside while they went about their daily routine.
Yeah, today what do? They toss them a fucking mobile device so they play like Fortnite and, you know, Roblox and shit. But back then there was nothing to do. You give them toys, but it didn't always work.
You see, families fortunate enough to live on a farm in these days had a lot of room to wander around. The land and animals offered a lot of activities, even if it meant just sitting in the yard for a little fresh air. For city dwellers, however, these options didn't exist. A squealing baby didn't have anywhere to go when you lived in a high-rise above bustling city streets.
Yep.
But a woman by the name of Emma Reed in 1922 would offer a unique solution. A way to get rid of frequent distractions and allow the child to get a little bit of fresh air. The invention was referred to as a baby cage. And much like modern air conditioners, it was attached to a window and set up so that the baby could safely be suspended hundreds of feet into the air and out of your hair. But unlike an air conditioner, a baby cage served its purpose through any season. The patent itself claims that the roof is specially designed to keep snow from landing on your baby in the event that you'd like to put it outside to see a blizzard. Needless to say,
that's
baby
great.
cages
Freeze your baby, a baby popsicle, right? And you know that shit was not secure, and babies probably flew off the side of buildings. I wonder if they ever sold this thing.
became a thing of the past, which can't be said for our next case.
Oh, we don't even know.
House arrest. So say you're not too keen on putting your baby in a cage suspended hundreds of feet into the air. That makes sense. But what do you do then? Children have a lot of energy and enjoy things like running and climbing. But what if the mother needs a bit of alone time and she doesn't want her child destroying everything it touches? Well, naturally, you shackle their ankles together. This invention, known in its patent as an infant restraining device, would allow children to take small steps on their own, but would make running and climbing impossible.
I mean, why do you even need that? You ever heard of duct tape, right? You just tape their legs together. They can't get that shit off, right? Like, what? Who needs the shackle? Just use the tape you already have in your house. It's a simple solution, right?
Sure, it might
Very
not
beautiful.
have offered fresh air like the baby cages did, but I have this sneaking suspicion that these devices weren't really made for the child's benefit. Of course, toddlers aren't best known for their skills in coordination or balance, so the baby shackles didn't end up doing as well as it had been hoped. Parents were again forced to supervise their children. Who would have thought that locking a child's ankles together would bring about injury? You might think it's cruel and unusual.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more, and then we'll split the part and go to the finale.
To subject the child to a device that's commonly used on prisoners. However, you'd be a bit off base. It's actually the other way around. The infant restraining device was patented in 1953, but the patent itself makes reference to it being used as a restraining device for prisoners in 1977.
So it came out later for
years
prisoners.
after it was developed for children.
That's
I
funny.
suppose I'm not being exactly fair. There are plenty of mothers out there who don't want to just get away from their children. In fact, some mothers never want their children to grow up at all. Well, we've got just the thing. Sort of. In our next case, all dolled up.
Oh, no.
Losing
no.
one's baby teeth is an important experience. It's a sign that the child is growing up, and for a lot of mothers, that's worth remembering. Children are often very much pleased with the idea of losing a tooth and forfeit it immediately to a parent so that they might get some money under their pillow from the tooth fairy. While some mothers might just discard the tooth and others might save it in a jar for a while, this invention takes things to the next level.
Oh,
it's a
no.
figurine designed to display lost teeth and hair from a child, so that a mother may, in a way, recreate her child's younger years and save its innocence forever in the form of a horrifically creepy doll. Ah, what mothers will do to honor those baby years, but that can't even compare to what we have for our next case.
All right, well, we gotta stop because we gotta get to our final part. Wow. All right, guys. Well, I hope you're enjoying the show. It's been a great variety of stuff, right? And I hope that you've had a good time with me. Coming up next is the finale. DSP versus the internet for the week. I will see you then.